You won't believe what happens in Colombia. Well, this country is called one of the countries with the most beautiful women in the world. Is that really true? You're gonna find out right now. Join us and check out 15 shocking facts about Colombia. Let's go. Number 15. From poverty to one of the richest men in the world. Pablo Emilio Escobar was born on December 1st, 1949 in Rio Negro, a city located in the department of Antioquia, Colombia. His birth took place amidst the turbulent context of La Violencia, a dark period in Colombian history between 1948 and 1958, marked by a bloody confrontation between the conservative and liberal parties, which resulted in the murder of around 200,000 people and pushed many families into extreme poverty. Yet despite the adversity, Escobar was unwaveringly determined to achieve a better life. In his first steps toward financial independence, he began trading in tombstones or gravestones stolen from local cemeteries, which he would scrape and resell. This small, albeit shady scheme was the starting point for his rise in the criminal world. Eventually, Escobar realized the even greater financial potential in the drug trade and went on to build a criminal organization focused on the production and distribution of illicit substances. From there, his life would take a turn that would transform him into one of the richest and most feared men on the planet. Number 14. The land of stunning women. Colombia is widely recognized for its natural beauty, but one of its greatest treasures is the beauty of its women. Recognized worldwide for their unique aesthetics, Colombian women have features that reflect the country's genetic diversity. They are the result of centuries of interbreeding between indigenous peoples, Africans and Europeans, creating a standard of beauty that cannot be easily categorized. They have characteristics such as voluptuous curves, thick and voluminous hair, as well as intense and expressive eyes, which undoubtedly make them irresistible. The fascination with these women goes beyond their physical appearance. Their captivating personality is also a fundamental part of their attraction. They are known for their charisma, friendliness, and welcoming spirit, characteristics that win over anyone who comes into contact with them. Number 13. A vibrant nightlife. Colombian nightlife is a vibrant and energetic spectacle, especially in cities like Medellin, where the rhythms are contagious and take over the streets. Places like Parque Lleras become hubs of fun and social interaction, with bars, restaurants, and clubs full of life. The music plays tirelessly, and dancing is one of the greatest cultural expressions of Colombians, showing the passion and warmth that are characteristic of the local people. Nightlife is not limited to clubs and bars. It spills out onto the streets, where live music and dance performances can be found on every corner. Salsa, reggaeton, and cumbia music, for example, are more than just rhythms. They are forms of social and cultural communication. A simple evening stroll can turn into a vibrant experience where the energy of Colombians overflows from every corner. I have a question for you. First, I'd like to tell you that it's possible to keep up with the biggest curiosities of our world every day. But for that, you need to be subscribed to our channel. So, have you subscribed yet? If not, take the opportunity to subscribe now. Now that you've done that, let's go. Number 12. The Cali Fair. The Cali Fair is one of the biggest festivals in Colombia, held annually between December 25th and 30th. The event is a true explosion of joy and celebration, representing the cultural identity of the city and, by extension, of the entire country. Since its founding in 1957, the fair has become a meeting point for people from different social classes, ethnicities, and cultures, bringing everyone together around the passion for salsa, music, and gastronomy. The event is a milestone in the city's history and reflects the vibrant spirit of the Caleños, inhabitants of Cali. During these days, the streets are filled with parades, shows, and dances that attract tourists from all over the world. Number 11. Intimate tourism in Colombia. Intimate tourism, especially in cities such as Cartagena and Cali, represents a controversial facet of the Colombian tourism industry. In search of romantic experiences or intimate encounters, foreign tourists, mainly from European and North American countries, travel to Colombia, attracted by the possibility of having relationships with young women at affordable prices. This phenomenon has become a significant aspect of the local economy, although it involves a complex web of economic and social issues. Many Colombian women find themselves drawn or forced into this industry due to a lack of economic opportunities and extreme poverty. Social inequality and lack of access to education and formal employment push these women into this shadow economy. Unfortunately, for many, this becomes the only viable alternative to survive, creating a vicious cycle that perpetuates the economic exploitation of their bodies. Number 10. The El Totumo Mud Volcano. Located in Santa Catalina, the El Totumo Mud Volcano is one of the most curious and popular attractions in Colombia. When you look at the volcano, it's hard to imagine that it's one of the most visited tourist destinations in the country. At 15 meters high, the volcano doesn't look impressive at first glance, but the real surprise is at the top. Instead of lava, as you might expect, what tourists find is a huge natural pool of warm mud with the consistency of thick cream. According to local legend, El Totumo used to be an active volcano, but a local priest, believing the eruptions were the work of the devil, threw holy water into the crater, turning the lava into mud. Today, visitors can climb a wooden ladder to the top, where they step into the mud, which contains minerals such as magnesium, calcium, and aluminum, known for their therapeutic properties. Number 9. Madame Clandestina. Contrary to the traditional view that links the trafficking of illicit substances to male figures, Colombia reveals fascinating stories of women who became central figures in this clandestine universe. Among the most notable figures is Griselda Blanco, also known as Madame Cocaína, one of the most powerful criminals of the 1970s and 1980s. She not only led a multi-million-dollar empire of illicit substances, but also introduced a new dynamic to international trafficking. Blanco was responsible for transforming trafficking routes between Colombia, the United States, and Mexico, establishing a sophisticated distribution system. One of Blanco's boldest strategies was to use women and even children to transport these substances, defying the social norms and security systems of the time. Number 8. The Tatacoa Desert. The Tatacoa Desert, located in the El Huila region of Colombia, is one of the most intriguing destinations in the country. This is no ordinary desert, but a vast area of dry forests, where huge canyons of red and gray rocks stretch for miles. The landscape, which resembles a lunar landscape more than an arid land, hides a fascinating geological history. Millions of years ago, the region was a lush tropical forest, full of life and vegetation. Today, what remains are the marks of a distant past, with rock formations that contrast with the majestic Andes mountain range in the background. Contrary to what many people imagine when they hear the word desert, Tatacoa does not have sand dunes, but rather uneven and rocky terrain, divided into two distinct areas, Cusco with its golden hues and Los Hoyos with its dark gray. The area is a reference point for astronomy lovers, as it is home to one of the most important observatories in Colombia. Number 7. Nemocon Salt Mine. The Nemocon Salt Mine is one of Colombia's most fascinating destinations, offering visitors an immersion into the country's mineral history. Located in the mountainous region, the mine is the second largest in the country, behind only the Salt Cathedral of Zipaquirá. What makes Nemocon so special is not just its size or its salt production, but the unique experience it offers tourists. As visitors enter the depths of the mine, they are greeted by a spectacle of lights that reflect off the salt pools, creating a dazzling play of colors that confuse the senses and transport everyone to a magical place. In addition to the beauty of the caves, Nemocon also carries a significant historical weight. Salt excavations in the region date back centuries, with the first inhabitants of the area extracting the mineral in rudimentary ways. However, it was with the Muisca people, known as the Salt People, that mining in the region reached a new scale. Between 1819 and 1968, the mine produced around 8 million tons of salt, an impressive amount that shaped the development of the region and its economy. The site also has a small church that, in addition to being a place of worship, serves as a reminder of the depth of history that this mine carries. Number 6. Gold Museum. The Museo del Oro, located in Bogotá, is one of the most important gold museums in the world, and its collection is simply unparalleled. With more than 34,000 pre-Columbian gold artifacts, the museum is a true treasure trove of Colombian history. The collection, which dates back to the indigenous cultures that inhabited the region before the arrival of European colonizers, includes pieces from various civilizations, such as the Muisca, Zenú, Tairona, Quimbaya, among others. These artifacts are not only artistic representations, but also sacred and utilitarian objects used in religious rituals and ceremonies. Among the most iconic items is the famous Poporo Quimbaya, a golden vessel used by the Muiscas to carry lime, an essential ingredient for the consumption of coca leaves during sacred rituals. Another notable item is the Muisca raft, which dates back to the legend of El Dorado. This small model of a raft, made of gold and copper, represents the Hombre Dorado, Golden Man, a tribal leader who, according to legend, covered himself in gold in a purification ceremony. The Muisca raft is one of the most important artifacts in the museum and symbolizes the connection between the ancient indigenous cultures of Colombia and the myths surrounding the search for El Dorado. Number 5. La Mano del Gigante. La Mano del Gigante is one of the most impressive tourist attractions in the Huila region, offering stunning views of the department and its surroundings. Situated 1,480 meters above sea level, the gigantic sculpture in the shape of a human hand invites you to contemplate the landscapes that stretch out before it, including the imposing Nevado del Huila and the El Quimbo Dam. The work was created to be more than just a sculpture. It is part of a larger tourism project, designed to attract visitors and promote ecotourism in the region. Getting to La Mano del Gigante involves a scenic drive through coffee plantations, one of the region's main economic activities. Once at the top, tourists can relax with a cup of local coffee while enjoying one of the most incredible views in Colombia. The region also offers exciting activities such as paragliding, which allows adventurers to soar above the immense mountainous landscape. Number 4. Mummies of San Bernardo. In the small town of San Bernardo, nestled in the Andes Mountains of Colombia, an unusual phenomenon occurs. Bodies that, instead of decomposing, remain surprisingly preserved. Discovered in the 1950s during the relocation of a cemetery due to a flood, these mummies have defied the understanding of scientists. Some locals believe that the peculiar diet of the region, consisting of fruits such as guatila and balu, is the reason for the preservation of the bodies. However, this explanation seems unlikely, since even the clothes of the deceased remain intact, something that goes beyond any simple dietary effect. Others suggest that the climatic conditions of the region, with high altitudes and a dry climate, play a crucial role in the natural preservation of these bodies. However, the case of San Bernardo is not unique. In Guanajuato, Mexico, a similar phenomenon occurs due to a combination of underground gases and soil properties. The most intriguing thing, however, is that in San Bernardo there is no chemical intervention. Number 3. Crystal Canyon. Known as the River of Five Colors, Caño Cristales is one of the world's most impressive biological wonders. Located in a remote area of Colombia, this river stands out not only for its captivating beauty, but for the temporary transformation it undergoes during a brief period between seasons. For most of the year, Caño Cristales is an ordinary river, with clear waters and rocks covered in green moss. However, between September and November, when the water level is just right, a species of plant called Macarenia clavigera explodes into a vibrant red hue, creating a spectacle of colors that include yellow, green, blue, and a myriad of shades in between. This phenomenon only occurs for a few weeks, when the water levels are at ideal levels, not too high, so as not to obscure the river bottom, but not too low to support underwater life. The river's beauty is so rare and fragile that visitors must follow strict rules, such as avoiding sunscreen and swimming only in designated areas. Additionally, due to concerns about uncontrolled tourism, the site was closed for years and only reopened in 2009. Number 2. Wax Palms of Cocora Valley. In the mountains of Colombia's Cocora Valley, an impressive natural spectacle unfolds before every glance. Wax palms, the world's tallest palm species, reach impressive heights of up to 200 feet, creating a setting worthy of fantasy films. These elegant trees, with slender trunks and leaves that resemble tufts of cotton, are an icon of the region's biodiversity. The Cocora Valley, located at an altitude of approximately 6,000 feet, is the only place where these palms grow in abundance. The species, called Ceroxylon quinduense, is crucial to the local ecosystem, providing shelter for endangered birds such as the yellow-eared parrot. However, wax palms are endangered. Habitat destruction, overexploitation for wax extraction, and disease are threatening the survival of these majestic trees. Number 1. Convento de la Popa. Situated on the highest point in Cartagena, the convent of La Popa offers stunning views of the city and the Caribbean Sea. Founded in the early 17th century by Augustinian friars, the convent has a history deeply linked to religion and defense against pirates and invasions. According to tradition, it was the Virgin Mary herself who instructed Friar Alonso de la Cruz Paredes in a dream to build the convent on top of the hill, which was previously inhabited by an evil spirit. This act of faith had a profound impact on the city, helping to consolidate Christianity in Cartagena. Over the centuries, the convent has endured numerous hardships, including invasions and attacks, which resulted in the loss of much of its historical records. During the post-independence period, the friars were forced to abandon the convent, which was not reopened until 1961. Now answer me one thing. Which country do you want to see next on the channel? Tell me in the comments below. And since you like interesting facts about countries, I'm gonna recommend this country in particular for you to check out. I'm sure you'll be shocked by it too. So click now to watch. Well, that's it, and until next time, Curious One.